Hi guys, good evening and welcome back to Gradeup. My name is Harshmeet Singh and this is your mini series of constitutional bodies. I hope all of you are doing good. I hope all of you are aware that this week from Monday to Friday we are covering constitutional bodies. In this week we have already discussed the UPSC, the Election Commission of India, the CAG and the Finance Commission. And now is the time for Attorney General and the Advocate General. I hope all of you are doing well. Hi Manish, good evening. Manish, actually I was on a leave yesterday and today also. Actually I am on leave. I just wanted to complete the mini series. ये mini series वाला schedule है वो मैं miss नहीं करना चाहता था. That is why I am taking the 7:30 class. वरना officially मैं leave पर हूँ आज और कल भी मैं leave पर था. So tomorrow I will be back with the 10 a.m. and the 11 a.m. batch. So 10 a.m. 11 a.m. सब कुछ कल वापस आ जाएगा. I'm joining back tomorrow. So I will be back with the 11 a.m. batch, the 10 a.m. quiz, everything will be back just like usual. I was just on a leave for 2 days. I used to come on YouTube or I am on YouTube because I did not want to disrupt this mini series. इसीलिए ठीक है. Glad to see everyone. Those who have joined in, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button, do share this with your friends as well. Now, I hope that you have attended the earlier classes of this mini series. There are 5 videos in total, 2 we have already done. Today is the third video of this mini series. After this, there will be 2 other videos that will be coming up for the mini series part only. After this, the other constitutional bodies that we will be considering or we will be discussing are Special Officer for Linguistic Minorities. We will also be discussing about the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, etc. etc. So all those will be covered. Good evening to all of you. Hi Pujata, hi Channa. The 2 bodies that we have is Attorney General and the Advocate General. Now, both of these are very similar to each other. Both of them perform very similar functions. Attorney General performs those functions at the center government level, while the same functions are performed by the Advocate General at the state government level. So both of them have almost the same functions, with the only difference being that one function is performed or one performs a function at the state level, the other one performs the functions at the center level. That is probably the only difference between the two. Now let's get to what exactly it is. Uh, Thank you, Bujada. Hi, Savia. So let's start with the Attorney General. In very simple terms, the Attorney General is a lawyer of the government. So the government of India appoints a legal advisor who usually fights cases for the government or who gives legal advice to the government whenever asked for. That is the responsibility and the job of the Attorney General of India. Again, the Attorney General means someone who is the lawyer for the government of India, who would represent the government of India if required in the Supreme Court or in the High Court or in any other court, and also gives legal advice. Now, remember the fact that it is not compulsory that the government has to use the services of Attorney General only to fight its cases. If the government thinks that for a particular case there is a better person or there is a better lawyer than the Attorney General, then they can hire that particular lawyer as well. So it's nowhere compulsory for the government to take services of Attorney General only. The government can take services of any lawyer that they require, just that the Attorney General is there to give proper legal advice to the government of India. That is what the Attorney General is here for. As you can see the photo on the screen, this is Shri K.K. Venugopal, who is a current Attorney General of the country. Now, usually the Attorney Generals don't really have a tenure, but usually they have 3 years. After 3 years, usually see them changing. Now, the interesting part is, although the Attorney General is said to be the legal advisor, it is a constitutional body, but in reality, you would see that Attorney General is more of a party person. When I say party person, what I really mean to say is, usually when the government changes, the new government comes in, they appoint someone else as their Attorney General because they want a lawyer that they can trust. So, for example, if the BJP government changes, most probably the Attorney General also resigns along with them, because Attorney General also knows कि भाई when the next government comes in, जब next आएंगे तो वो मुझ पे नहीं भरोसा करेंगे. They will want a lawyer that they trust. So Attorney General usually changes along with the government. He usually resigns with the government, and when the new government comes in, they appoint their own Attorney General. The Attorney General is the highest law officer of the country, and the eligibility criteria is that the person should be qualified enough to be appointed as a Supreme Court judge. Remember, qualified enough to be appointed as a Supreme Court judge, with one exception. That one exception is, and it's a pretty interesting one, that one exception is that the Attorney General has no retirement age. For Supreme Court judges, there is a retirement age. What is it? That is 65 years. But for Attorney General, yes, he should be qualified enough to be a Supreme Court judge, but the age at which the Supreme Court judges retire, Attorney General does not have to retire at that. For example, K.K. Venugopal, the current Attorney General that we have right now, he is 89 years old. So the current Attorney General that we have is 89 years old, meaning that obviously shows that 65, that is the retirement age that is used for Supreme Court judges, is not applicable to the Attorney General. So Attorney General को वो applicable नहीं होगा. So do remember that part. As I said, K.K. Venugopal, the current Attorney General, is 89 right now. He was born, I think, in 1931, if I am not wrong. So long time back. Avaland and other people, those are joined in. Guys, मैं ऑफिशियली आज और कल छुट्टी पर था, इसीलिए ग्रेड अप पे मेरी आज और कल की क्लास नहीं हुई थी. कमिंग बैक टुमारो. सो कल से ग्रेड अप ऐप पे भी आपको मेरी सारी क्लासेस दिखेंगी. ठीक है. द रीज़न अब मैं यहाँ पर हूँ यूट्यूब पे, इसलिए कि मिनी सीरीज़ को मिस नहीं करना चाहता था. आई वांटेड कि मिनी सीरीज़ पूरी हो जाए, इसमें मैं छुट्टी ना दूँ. मैं छुट्टी होके भी एक 7:30 वाला क्लास कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, ताकि आपकी मिनी सीरीज ना मिस हो. ग्रेड अप के लिए मैं अभी छुट्टी पर हूँ, आज और कल छुट्टी पर था. आई एम कमिंग बैक टुमारो. सो कल ग्रेड अप पे बाकी क्लासेस होंगी. डोंट वरी, कमिंग बैक टुमारो. ठीक है. सो the Attorney General is appointed by the President of India, and as you know, President cannot appoint anyone on his own. So President को Prime Minister बताते हैं. Who does he want as the Attorney General? The person should be qualified enough to be a Supreme Court judge. And what are the qualifications to be a Supreme Court judge? Citizen of India. Apart from that, there are 3 other points. Out of these 3, one of them should be fulfilled. Number 1, person can be a High Court judge for 5 years, or person can be a High Court lawyer for 10 years, or third, the person can be a distinguished jurist in the opinion of the president. अभी jurist क्या होता है? The word jurist means a person who is an expert in law. So it can be a law professor, it can be a person who has written law books, author. These kind of people are appointed as the Supreme Court judges. Now, as I said, the Attorney General as such, as per the Constitution, does not have a fixed tenure. There is no procedure given for the removal of the Attorney General as well, meaning that the Attorney General can be removed by the President of India whenever the President of India wants. In other words, the Attorney General holds his or her office till the pleasure of the President. Pleasure of the President means there is no removal process as such. The President can remove them whenever the Prime Minister gives the advice for that. We have already discussed about the duties and the function that the Attorney General performs. The primary responsibility is to give legal advice to the Government of India. The President, whenever asked for, to contest cases on behalf of the Government of India and Supreme Court or the High Court and any other legal matter given to him. Now, as I said earlier, it is not compulsory that he would have to fight all the cases for the government. Government can have some other lawyer. Now, the Attorney General, like any lawyer, the Attorney General is not a full-time employee of the government. So for example, when you have a lawyer, your lawyer is not a full-time employee, right? Because you would need a lawyer only when there's a case going on. You थोड़ी हमेशा lawyer रोज चाहिए होगा आपको. So usually what happens when you hire a lawyer, you don't give him a salary. You give him a retainer. Retainer दिया जाता है. Retainer means कि whenever I call you, you should be available. When you fight the case, I will pay you according to the case. हर case का मैं आपको पैसा दूंगा. So Attorney General has a very special kind of a function. Now, I'm not sure if you know or not. So Attorney General जो लोग बनते हैं, those who are Attorney Generals are very high, well-known lawyers. बहुत बड़े-बड़े lawyers बनते हैं. And usually the lawyers in the Supreme Court earn a humongous amount of, can't even imagine कि lawyers कितना पैसा कमाते हैं, अच्छे good lawyers. So if an attorney general, if a Supreme Court lawyer, Supreme Court में lawyer है, वो attorney general बनता है, ठीक है, the person chooses to be the attorney general, meaning that वो काफी पैसा छोड़ के आ रहा है. Because if he would have been the lawyer, वो lawyer होता तो बहुत पैसा कमाता, गवर्नमेंट उतना नहीं दे पाएगी. So that is why attorney general is allowed to continue private practice. वो private practice continue रख सकते हैं with some conditions. First condition, he cannot fight a case against the government of India. Government of India के against नहीं case लड़ सकता. Second, if he is defending an accused in the criminal case, किसी criminal case में जो दोषी हैं, जो आरोपी हैं, सॉरी, आरोपी को अगर डिफेंड कर रहे हैं तो गवर्नमेंट से परमिशन लेंगे. जैसे सलमान खान भाई को डिफेंड करेंगे तो उनसे परमिशन लेनी पड़ेगी गवर्नमेंट से. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, द अटॉर्नी जनरल हैज अ लॉट ऑफ प्रिविलेजेस. He can sit in any house of the parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. He also takes part in the meetings. He can take part in the joint sitting of the two houses. In fact, attorney general parliament committee के member भी हो सकते हैं. He can do everything in the parliament except vote. Vote नहीं कर सकते बस. Except voting, whatever the other members of parliament do, he can also do in the parliament. Because of that, he also has all the privileges and immunities given to other members of parliament. जो और members of parliament को immunities मिलती हैं वो इनको भी मिलेंगी. Not just this, there are some other important privileges that he gets. For example, number one, the attorney general has the right to audience in any court of India. Right to audience in any court of India. अभी right to audience का मतलब ये नहीं है कि कोर्ट में जाके बैठ सकते हैं, वो तो है ही है. रियल में इसका मतलब ये है कहीं भी किसी भी कोर्ट में कोई भी केस चल रहा है अक्रॉस द कंट्री, किसी भी कोर्ट में, whenever there is a case going on, अटॉर्नी जनरल हैज द पावर कि वो वहां पे जाके जजेस को एडवाइस दे सकते हैं कि व्हाट आर माय व्यूज अबाउट दिस केस. ये जो केस चल रहा है इसके बारे में मेरा व्यू क्या है, भैया आपको जो उसके बाद डिसीजन लेना है प्लीज ये बट मेरा व्यू क्या है वो बता सकते हैं. सो दैट द जजेस, इफ दे वांट, then the judges can take his view into consideration. He can do it in any court across the country. Now, to help him out, उनको help करने के लिए, there is one more position, that is Solicitor General of India. This is Solicitor General of India right now, Tushar Mehta. Solicitor General of India is kind of an assistant to the Attorney General. तो इनके अंदर Solicitor General भी हो सकते हैं, and there can be 4 additional Solicitor Generals also. These positions, Solicitor General, Additional Solicitor General, these are not constitutional. These are not constitutional. When I say not constitutional, meaning that these are the positions. In these positions, a person may or may not be appointed. Person may or may not be appointed in these positions. Attorney General is a constitutional position, तो वो तो appoint करना ही पड़ेगा. But Solicitor General, Additional Solicitor Generals are not constitutional positions. Similarly, at the state level, we have Advocate General, who performs exactly the same functions for the state government. Advocate General is the legal advisor of the state government. He is the highest law officer of the state, appointed by the governor. Everything that is true for Attorney General at the center, वो सब state पे Advocate General के लिए लागू होता है. Advocate General is a person who should be eligible to be a high court judge. तो उनको high court judge बनने के कोई भी जो criteria होंगे वो उनको fulfill करने पड़ेंगे. Fulfills the criteria of being a high court judge, then he can become the Advocate General of the state. Just like the Attorney General, Advocate General के लिए भी सब same होता है. That is, there is no specific tenure. He is appointed by the governor. Government decides a tenure, and whenever the government changes, usually he also resigns with the government. If not, then the next government comes in, they automatically remove him and appoint the next, because it is about having a lawyer that you can trust. So the government of whichever party is in power would obviously want someone that they can trust as a lawyer. So वो lawyer basically अपॉइंट किया जाता है, and that lawyer is someone that the party trusts. That is why when the government changes, the next party comes to power, they also change. For advocate or attorney general, salary is not mentioned anywhere. At the center, for attorney general, salary is decided by the President of India. At the state level, for advocate general, salary is decided by the governor of. He has the same duties as the attorney general, giving legal advice, performing legal functions, any other functions given to him by the court. Now, similarly, just as the Attorney General has a right to go to Parliament in any house, do whatever other members do except vote, similarly, Advocate General can take part in the proceedings of any house in the state level. He can speak, he can be a part of committee. The only point is that he cannot vote. Again, just like Attorney General cannot vote, he also cannot. Apart from voting, he would perform all the other functions, and similarly, he would have the privileges given to members of the state legislature. Just like the Attorney General has a right to audience in any court of India, Advocate General has a right to audience in any court of the state. So he can go to any court in the state wherever any case is going on, he can give his views to the judges, and then it is upon the judges if they want to consider his views or just neglect them or ignore. It depends on them. But that is how the offices of Advocate General and the Attorney General work. Again, repeatedly I'm telling you, it is not compulsory that all the cases of the government will be fought by them only. Government can have some other lawyers. For example, when in the International Court of Justice, when India had to fight a case against Pakistan, the Kulbhushan Jadhav case, Attorney General did not represent India. It was a private lawyer, Harish Salve, who was appointed by the government. Interestingly, Harish Salve also fought the case for Salman Khan. So, Salu Bhai and the government both appoint the. Anyway, this is the Attorney General and the Advocate General. Short, sweet, and important chapter. I hope you liked it. This brings us to an end of class number 3 of this mini series. There are 2 more classes to go. Reminding you that if you're planning to write the IAS examination in 2021, 22 or 23, join the Gradeup IAS subscription. You can join the IAS course, which has over 500 live interactive classes along with notes, PDF quizzes, and lot. These are different options: the 2021 course, 22 and 23 course. You can also renew your EPFO subscription only if you are planning for EPFO. These are the benefits you get of subscribing to Gradeup Super: access to all running and upcoming courses. You get structured study plans, expert faculties, best study material, mock tests, PDF quizzes, and lot. These are the faculty members, all of them experts of various subjects, all of them experts of their fields. This is me, Harshmeet Singh. I teach polity, governance, and international relations. All of them know what exactly to teach in their particular subject, and I'm sure you would have attended their classes. Many of them take live classes on YouTube, Gradeup IAS channel, and on the Gradeup app as well. Do catch in on all these classes for your own benefit. We are also on Telegram. This is the channel name, Gradeup IAS Preparation. Search for this and become a member. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. I will see you tomorrow 7:30 p.m. for the next class, and also I'm back on Gradeup from tomorrow, so you will see 10 a.m. class, 11 a.m. class all being taken. Do make sure that you join in at the 10 a.m. class as you always do when we would have the 10 a.m. quiz, where I ask you quiz questions from the different types of. Make sure that you come in at that. Bye, guys. Take care of yourself. Good night.